Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favorite mango from outer space. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be exploring the unique and cool, commanders that boast quirky or unusual abilities that differentiate them from the rest. If you're looking for something unique to brew and bring to the table, this is the video for you. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's check out these unique commanders. Number 1. Mannichi the Feathered Dream, a legendary creature spirit that costs 1 red and 2 generic mana to cast. It has 1 power and 2 toughness, and it says the following. For 1 generic mana and 1 red mana, switch each creature's power and toughness until end of turn. So, starting the list off strong, this mono red commander is highly unique, offering a quirky yet effective activated ability which can be a lot of fun to brew around. Many things come to mind with Mannichi when it comes to building this commander. A few cool ideas to note are that you could build a deck that focuses on trying to switch the toughness of creatures your opponents control from large numbers to smaller ones, and then use cheap to cast burn spells to easily remove them from the game. For example, Seer the Enchanter is a very powerful and popular commander. He has 4 toughness and 1 power. So if we were to utilize our commander Mannichi, we can switch these around and then turn Seer into a 1 toughness creature, so it's easy to remove, as long as he has no pesky auras attached to him yet, which believe me, Seer tends to do quite early on, so do this as quick as you can. This works with many creatures in the format. Other ways that you could utilize this creature is perhaps to switch your high toughness creatures with their lower powers, turn them into large attackers for a turn. Find ways to power up toughness numbers with instant sorceries or auras and equipments, and things can get very interesting. Or build a deck with high powered toughness, low powered creatures and enjoy the switch up. There are many things you can do with this commander. We can use Mannichi to turn walls into beaters and make big creatures vulnerable if they have lower powered numbers. This is totally unique and pretty fun to pilot. Here are 2 card recommendations that we can utilize with this commander. Slagworm Armor, an artifact equipment spell that costs 1 generic mana to cast, and it says the following. Equipped creature gets +0/+6, equipped for 3 generic mana. So, Slagworm Armor is a powerhouse in this deck. It's cheap to cast and rather cheap to equip. It's going to massively increase our creature's toughness, which makes things highly entertaining if we were to choose to activate Mannichi's ability, as it's capable of turning our high toughness creatures into mighty attackers with their new power up. Not necessarily a true power up, you're just switching their power and toughness around, but this could be enough to turn them into very powerful threats. Another great card is Cinderclasm, an instant spell that costs 1 red and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Kicker, for 1 red mana, you may pay an additional red mana as you cast this spell. Cinderclasm deals 1 damage to each creature. If it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to each creature instead. So this is a great and versatile instant spell that we can use to destroy a lot of creatures on the board if they have 1 or 2 toughness, making it flexible with that kicker ability which only costs an extra 1 mana, and works well with Mannichi's switch ability. So switch all those powers and toughnesses around, hopefully make the creatures very small, and you can easily wipe them out with this card. Overall, if you're looking for a unique mono-red commander to bring to the table, then Mannichi the Feathered Dream is a great choice. And you can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 2, Rosheen Meanderer, a legendary creature giant shaman that costs 3 generic mana to cast and either 1 red or 1 green mana. It has 4 power and 4 toughness and says the following. For tap, add 4 colorless mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only on costs that contain X. So, Rosheen is a great commander for you if you're planning on building a deck that revolves around casting spells with X in their mana costs. Rosheen is a rather cheap to cast commander that can offer a lot of extra mana to pump up your X spells with, turning them venomous and often dangerous for your opponents to play against. Having green and red gives us access to plenty of powerful cards in the commander format with X in their mana costs. Plus, these color pies can help you ramp up and build a large mana base rather quickly, which also can be utilized to pump up your X spells even further. Rosheen is a master in decks that love the X mana symbol, so beasts such as Hydras flourish here, such as the famous Primordial Hydra. And you can cast large fireballs and other massive X spells without much hassle. Great stuff. Here is a must-have card to combine with Rosheen, and it is Unbound Flourishing. An enchantment spell that costs 1 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following: whenever you cast a permanent spell with a mana cost that contains X, double the value of X. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell or activate an ability, if that spell's mana cost or that ability's activation cost contains X, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So yeah, this is just gnarly when combined with any commander that revolves around X spells. So yeah, here with Rosheen, superb. Turning them into lethal threats for your opponents. Your X spells are going to be fantastic here. Overall, if you're looking for a unique Gruul commander, Rosheen is a great choice and offers a home for anyone wanting to build a powerful X spell deck. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 3, Blind Seer. A legendary creature, human wizard that costs 2 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 3 toughness and says the following: for 1 generic mana and 1 blue mana, target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. So don't be fooled, Blind Seer is a deceptively powerful and incredibly unique commander. At first glance, it might look unimpressive and, well, rather boring. But when you build around its specific ability to change the colors of any spell or permanent, it becomes a formidable force. This strategy lets you utilize wildly specific color hate cards like Insight and well-laid plans to dominate the game. Honestly, Blind Seer is massively underrated and a totally awesome commander you rarely see, capable of getting everyone on the table intrigued. Here are some other cool cards that you can combine with this commander. Hibernation, an instant spell that costs 1 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following: return all green permanents to their owner's hands. So when combined with Blind Seer, Hibernation can be a powerful disruptive spell that doesn't have to affect us at all. Turn permanents green with Blind Seer and then bounce them back to your opponent's hands with Hibernation. Another great card is Illusionist Braces, an artifact equipment spell that costs 2 generic mana to cast, and it says the following: whenever an ability of equipped creature is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Equip for 3 generic mana. So Blind Seer's ability costs mana to activate, meaning it can be hard to do this multiple times a turn if we do not have the mana base available. Well, Illusionist Braces can help us double up Blind Seer's ability each time we activate it, making it highly efficient and a must-have card here. Overall, if you want a unique mono blue commander that looks a little bit like Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat with that cool hat that he's wearing, then Blind Seer is a great choice. You can buy this commander for around 80 cents. Hey everyone, if you're loving these unique commanders, do me a solid, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Every click helps the algorithm send these gems to more players who need them. Okay, now let's get back to the list. Number 4, Gor Muldrak, Amphinologist. A legendary creature, human scout that costs 1 blue, 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 2 toughness and says the following: you and permanents you control have protection from salamanders. At the beginning of your end step, each player who controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue salamander warrior creature token. Is Gor Muldrak the strongest commander on my list today? I don't think so. However, he is 100% unique and can be very fun to pilot. Having protection from salamanders is pretty funny, wacky, and well, just great overall. I mean, you never really see salamanders in Commander. Thankfully, Gor Muldrak offers more text, that being the ability to gift salamanders to each player who controls the fewest creatures in play. This is great as it doesn't really harm us much if our opponents start to build an army of salamanders, because Gor Muldrak in play will give us protection from our amphibian friends. Let our opponents use the 4/3 salamanders to deal damage to each other. We can sit back, relax, and enjoy the fireworks. Here's a fun card that you can combine with Gor, and it is Peer Pressure. A sorcery spell that costs 1 blue and 3 generic mana to cast. It says the following: choose a creature type. If you control more creatures of that type than each other player, you gain control of all creatures of that type. This effect lasts indefinitely. So this is a wicked cool card to collect all the salamanders in play and have them rally for our team instead of our opponents. We can then utilize them to attack relentlessly and destroy all our opponents in play. Our amphibian army does not mess around. Overall, Gor Muldrak Amphinologist is a very fun and enjoyable commander to play. Have any of you watching played this commander before? If so, let me know in the comments below. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 5, the final commander on my list today. Clement the Worrywort, a legendary creature frog druid that costs 1 blue, 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 3 toughness and says the following. Vigilance, whenever Clement or another creature you control enters, return up to 1 target creature you control with lesser mana value to its owner's hand. Frogs you control have tap, add 1 green or 1 blue mana, spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. Clement. Last but not least, this frog druid is superb and highly unique. Clement offers a lot of great techs for just 3 total mana. Clement, upon entering or whenever another creature we control enters, gives us a nice little trigger. We get to bounce back another creature we control with lesser mana value to our hand. This means we can bounce back creatures with great enter the battlefield abilities, giving us some extra juicy value for the long game, as we can repeatedly use them over the game. Furthermore, Clement offers a home for Frog Tribal, which is a wildly unique tribe in Magic the Gathering and rarely seen. Frogs we control can be tapped for either 1 green or 1 blue mana, offering great mana acceleration to cast into more creatures, or well, more frogs. Clement is awesome and I love the art on this card. It really is beautiful. Here is a great card to combine with our frog friend. Port Mage, a creature frog wizard that costs 1 blue and 1 generic mana to cast. It has 1 power and 3 toughness and it says the following. Whenever 1 or more other creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, draw a card. For 1 generic mana and 1 blue mana and tap, return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. So, quick disclaimer, when I first read this card, I read it as when a creature returns back without flying, you draw a card. So yeah, I was going to write out how frogs don't fly and you're going to be able to bounce back a lot of cards. But nevertheless, forget about that. The card is still really good because with Clements, we're bouncing back a lot of cards back to our hand anyway. So they're not dying, they're just being bounced back to our hands. Meaning that over the game, yes, we're going to be drawing a lot of cards. The 2 of these combined, great stuff if you want to draw some extra cards. Use Clements, bounce the stuff back to your hand, draw cards, cast them again later on. Yeah, forget about the flying thing. Overall, if you're itching or bouncing to build a frog tribal deck, please consider Clement the Worrywort. This is one excellent commander and highly unique. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents, making it super budget friendly to pick up, so why not try it out? Okay, we've arrived to the end of the video. What do you all think of the commanders I've listed? Do any of you watching play these commanders? Have any unique recommendations on some fun, unique commanders for the commander format? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please could drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future commander content. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.